leadership. These people, Lee Kuan Yew, former President Fidel Ramos, really transformed the sector, faced a lot of opposition, but their political will made a difference.
Many countries, leaders are election to election, 3 years, 5 years, but water infrastructure is 10, 15, 20 years. It's a long gestation period. It doesn't match.
In a couple of years, we will be 20 million people in Metro Manila. It's a mismatch between the resources that you can develop and obviously the rapidly growing demand.
You just imagine every day I have to repair something like 100 leaks with my very little staff. And that happens to almost every state.
If we don't make everything climate safe or climate resilient, we need to think about how our infrastructure and the systems and the processes around delivering safe water, how we're going to really manage that.
You need to know that almost 6 million Romanians are working officially abroad. This figure is higher than the workforce, the active workforce remain in Romania to work.
There are population variations. So one model doesn't fit all. So we are trying to put a system. The new guidelines which have recently published by Government of India, depending on the population, there have been standardized some kind of benchmark setting, how many people we should be there.
The water sector constitutes about 4 to 5 to 6% of the city's energy needs. So there is a huge drive there for all the utilities to reduce the energy consumption, but also to drive down the carbon as well.
According to an IWA study, there are 4 major problems identified. One is aging, skills mismatch between job functions and people's competencies, under-resources, lack of diversity, and gender balance.
And we have 50% of experienced staff at least retiring in the next 10 years. Unfilled jobs, my estimation is around 20% in the water sector, with weak attraction and very high turnover.
Water is so context specific. There may be trade-off at the global level, country level, regional level. Their skill set in trying, hopefully, align diverse, sometimes conflict objectives will have to be managed well.
Young water professionals have really risen in the last 5 to 10 years. They've been absolutely interested in the AI and in the intelligence and data analytics but also the community engagement side. There is still a gap in the sector. There's definitely a shortage of skills and we're not quite our training, how we embed some of our education.
We need the STEM sciences, which are of course fundamental. They provide technical knowledge that's critical for managing water supplies across the world.
Not all water engineers need to be an energy specialist in the future as well, but at least we need to hold those intelligent discussions so that we can prepare to design and come up with better solutions.
The workforce must adopt water utility of the future, and what would be the approach that can be adopted by 3 principal players: the government in terms of enabling policy, industry leaders, and obviously the professionals thinking of trying to join the water sector.
Recently, you see in Wellington, 50% of water is lost due to aging pipes. It can happen to us in Singapore as well. If we accelerate the adoption of digital water and robust AI for operational usage, especially in water that is, mission critical. It's going to be solving a lot of these pertinent issues, PUB that's, driving and doubling down on digital and also, empowering their workforce with AI tools that's going to be more human-centric.
for Australia, we are the oldest enduring living culture in the world, and they are amazing water engineers. In terms of incorporating them into the water sector is really, really important. I have got a book here that we brought in and integrated some water stories into that idea of conserving and managing our water. The water sector is typically conservative because it's linked to public health, but it's time to expand and really think how we can deliver that water as justly and equitably and safely as we possibly can.
The power of government is to provide financial incentives for entrepreneurs to really be innovative and come up with a solution.
But at the same time, we do recognize that startups, because the way that they're organizing themselves, they actually have a natural advantage to capture some of those innovation opportunities. For us, we're not trying to reinvent ourselves into a startups, but maybe we could think about a more innovative approach of working with those startups so that we could pursue some of the opportunities in a more collaborative manner.